Hello, this is old Mr. Kent, and if you've been following my channel, you know that the last two videos that I've put up had to do with remote ID, which is, if you're not familiar with it, eventually all drones that weigh more than half a pound will have to be transmitting the information related to them as to their location and where they took off and things like that. Well, and so currently the drone that I'm flying right here is DJI Air 2S, and it is more than half a pound, so it will be transmitting a signal when the time comes. It'll be required to. And so I was trying to see, because I have an app on my phone that picks up drones, it says, and so I tried it out, and it didn't work. So here I'm taking the advice of a good friend named Joe America. He did some research and found out that when you get your drone ready to take off, you can go to your phone and where you have the Wi-Fi connections, you can go in there and you can find the transmitted signal coming from the drone. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm getting down to where I'm close enough to pick up the transmitted signal. And so I'm going into my Wi-Fi, and you'll see that I pick up a few other Wi-Fis, and it took a little while, but eventually I got the RID, which is the remote ID number that's on my drone. And so I thought, okay, now I know it's transmitting. Now I'll switch over and I'll go to my flight apps called Drone Scanner and see if it's picking up the drone. And you can see that at this point in time it says 0 drones around. So far it's not picking it up. I thought, well, I'll wait just a little while here. And then I thought, all right, I'm going to give it plenty of time. I'm going to take off and fly the drone around and see if it finally picks up the signal. So that's what we're going to follow here. As you can see, the drone is taking off, and it still says 0 drones around. So here I am after I got up and faced the east, and so I just thought I'm just going to. And I got up to the maximum altitude, which in my area is 393 feet, I think. And so I'm at maximum altitude just in case there's a FCC receiving station somewhere around that would pick up my signal. And so it just doesn't make sense to me, the Wi-Fi signal. It just isn't that strong, but that's what they're using to transmit. Also, besides getting some help from Joe America, which, by the way, I'll put up some links to other channels. He said, just do what I did, and that was the greatest help because now I know it's transmitting. But so far, my app on my phone isn't receiving anything. And by the way, I was looking for other apps, but this by far had the best, what would you call it, reviews. And so I'm just going to stick with this one for now. And by the way, also, I received in one of the comments from a guy named Chuck. He talked about maybe they're using it's called the automatic dependent surveillance broadcast. It's what is it? ADS-B, and that's what planes use. And you can see here that that's how but it uses satellites. Anyway, I don't know what they're going to use, but that's a possibility. I know you can't transmit to a satellite from your drone, but you can transmit to a local receiver tower put in by the FAA, and then transmit from there. So anyway, I flew around, and thank you, Joe. I appreciate your help. And I got a lot of other good comments, and a lot of folks are not happy about having to have remote ID. And I still got my Mini 3 Pro, which doesn't have to have remote ID. And so be interesting to check and see if it's transmitting any information, though. So anyway, I flew around for quite a while, and as you can see on the left-hand side, 0 drones. And so I think probably it's not transmitting enough of a signal or something, because my app on my phone isn't picking it up. But we know it does transmit. So anyway, as I turn around to go home, I want to thank you for watching my video, and God bless.